The name of the book is Corona, Be Not Proud. The author is a local physician, Dr. Madhavan Pisharodi. You practice out of Brownsville, correct, sir?
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did you wind up in the Rio Grande Valley?
I came here about 34 years ago.
Okay. So you've seen the market grow. You've seen everything change.
Yes.
Tell me about your specialty. What is it that you do, sir?
I am a neurosurgeon.
You were here at a time
Yeah.
when there were really no neurosurgeons.
But there were very few.
Very few.
Yes.
Yeah, and I say that because there was a family incident 30 some odd years ago.
Yeah.
And around here, we only had Dr.
Tijarina.
That's it. And he saved
And Ramos.
And Dr. Ramos. And he saved my family member's life.
Yes.
It was Dr. Tijarina. And both of them, they were together during that surgery. Amazing. Things have changed. Things have grown.
Yes.
So the reason you're here is your book. You were here during COVID as well, and response to COVID. So during COVID, tell me about your experience during COVID down in Brownsville.
The COVID has been a disaster. A lot of things are beyond explanation what happened. And one of the things that I am stressing in my book is that a few things were missed, overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is that our air conditioners contributed to the infection. And the other thing is that WHO missed the asymptomatic spread and the airborne spread, two things. And a lot of resources were wasted on things that are not important. They were misdirected.
Such as?
Putting plexiglass on sides and 6 feet distancing and all that.
Which eventually you found out the whole 6 feet thing, there was no research. It was just improvised. Let's just, okay, everybody stay away from each other. What's the distance? 6 feet. Somebody came up with that.
I don't want to go into those things as much now because we are more urgent about the coming election, right? And 6 feet distance was a really bad idea because if a virus particle takes about 8 minutes to drop from a 5 feet distance, that's our mouth and nose, to the ground. 8 minutes. And so the 6 feet distancing would be effective only if people are staying in their spot for 8 minutes before you move to the next one.
I'm glad you revisit that. What would be a more optimum way of neutralizing the latent infection in the area, like blue light, maybe surgical room air purifiers in the AC system?
They are all effective in some way, but the problem is the blue ray is it's a light ray, so it travels straight line. So if the bacteria is under the table or behind the desk, it doesn't reach there. It can only disinfect the surface.
You mentioned air conditioners.
That's right.
That they contributed to the spread.
Yes.
Maybe stick a blue light inside the unit, suck up the air, zap it, and then spit it out again. That would have been a much better approach,
that's
right?
what I have designed. I have designed a technique. I did that in my office. Now I have a self-cleaning airflow. That means instead of the air coming from the ceiling, it comes at the ground level.
Okay.
And then when that air goes to the top to get out of the room, it takes all the dirt with it. That's a self-cleaning airflow.
So the better system would be something that sucks in the air lower, closer to the surface, and then spits it out above.
The air comes out on the ground level, and then it goes out through the ceiling. So it carries all the virus or whatever, allergens or a lot of things with it. Right now, when the air is coming from the top and going out through the top, there is not a lot of circulation on the floor. And the viruses and allergens and everything can stay in the lower part and infect and cause diseases to the people who move around in the lower part of the room.
With 30-plus years in practice in the Rio Grande Valley, he is one of the pillars of our medical community in Brownsville, neurosurgeon Dr. Madhavan Pisharodi. His book is Corona, Be Not Proud. Now, in this election year, sir, where the whole COVID response, of course, it happened under the Trump administration. There was a lot of improvisation. They were desperate to try anything and everything. because you expressed this in your book, your opinion on how fair or unfair the grade given to the Trump administration was as a result of the COVID response. Just want to get your thoughts on that.
My emotion is more sadness than when I look at what people did to President Trump. He was a very sincere, people living, a loving person trying to do the best for the people, for the country. And he was insulted by a lot of these so-called experts. He was blamed for not following the signs. And the signs given to him were wrong. Mm-hmm. And then he followed the signs, like the ultraviolet killing the bugs. He was blamed for that. And then he encouraged the vaccine within the shortest period by
the warp speed policy to get the vaccine out there.
And initially he was blamed. Oh, he's bringing this untested vaccine to the naive people, and he's only trying to get elected and all that. As soon as the election results came, the same people turned around and said, hey, we have the vaccine. Now President Trump is anti-vax. He was accused of being anti-vax. And he went and talked to a whole group of people saying, hey, I am not anti-vax. I want you all to get the vaccine. So they booed him for saying that because they were the anti-vax.
Yeah, in the crowd.
In the crowd.
I got you, yeah.
They enjoyed blaming him.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes, because he was promising that there would be a vaccine by the end of the year, which was the election year. Oh, look at him. He's lying, making all sorts of false promises so he can get reelected. He's taking advantage of people's emotions and fear.
Not only that, some of them even blamed him for hurting people to get elected.
That's true. I recall those accusations.
It was not fair. What they did,
and those, like you said, those people after the election,
the same people,
Joe Biden, everybody else, they took the vaccine and ran with it to the point of imposing it. And you couldn't do anything in life. You couldn't be in the military. They tried everything. They even tried to force it on people in the workplace. The Supreme Court said no. Neurosurgeon Dr. Madhavan Pisharodi.
I have some comments about the election. Can I?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This election is an epic battle. Some of the people have not realized how important it is, because this is a battle between the establishment, the Washington establishment, and the middle class. The middle class has been really taken advantage of during the last 3-4 years by, middle class is made up of working class people and the small businesses. They are the backbone of American enterprise. They have been taken advantage because their tax money is now being used to provide for the newcomers and giving all kinds of comforts for them. And money doesn't grow on trees. It has to be taken from one person and given to somebody. So this has weakened the middle class in this country. Middle class has suffered. Middle class they don't have racial preference or gender preference or anything. It's a solid block of people who have an American dream of saving and all. And now their American dream has come down to just surviving from one paycheck to the second paycheck. That's all. They cannot save money because their saving ability has been taken away and spread to other people. And that is done by the establishment, Washington establishment, which is predominantly Democratic. 94,
well, that's DC. Yes,
over 90% of people voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016, and DC, over 90% voted for Biden in 2020. Yes, so that establishment they don't want to govern the country anymore. They want to rule the country, and the middle class is not willing to do that. Knowingly or unknowingly, in 2016, they found a leader for them, and that was President Trump.
Yes, sir.
And that shocked the whole country because they never expected that to happen. And so now the establishment sees President Trump standing between them and the middle class, and if they eliminate President Trump, the middle class will take a long time to find another leader, and before that, this country will become a one-party country, single-party country.
Yeah.
That is the sad part, and people have to realize that this election, if certain things happen, this is going to go into a one-party country.
You can see, my friend, why the American press that is beholden to the Democrat establishment, the corporate press, you can see why the politicians and all the numerous 400 some odd different agencies that are up in Washington, D.C., that is their meal ticket, that's their paycheck. You can see why they rabidly and was so full of hate criticize and try to take down Donald Trump to the point where they make him a figure that, he's Hitler. And they brainwashed so many to wanting to kill him as well.
Repeated impeachments, repeated lawsuits, repeated assassination attempts.
Yes,
and now everything failed. So now they are calling him a fascist.
Yes.
Fascist.
Well,
I mean,
good luck with that.
There's a limit to which a person can be attacked.
I hope and pray that enough Americans see and
I
come
hope
out
they
and champion.
See the truth. If the result goes wrong way, electoral college will be eliminated.
Yes.
Filibuster will be eliminated.
Yes.
All these 30 million newcomers will have voting
citizenship.
rights.
Ding, 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 ding. They all become voters.
You understand?
I understand.
The Republicans will never see the White House or Congress.
Conservatives, liberty-minded people, kiss it goodbye.
50 years.
I got you.
Yeah.
Wonderful meeting you.
Thank you.
Are you still in practice? Are you still doing surgeries?
I'm practicing.
Which hospital are you working at?
2 hospitals in Brownsville, the Valley Baptist and Valley Regional.
All right, sir. The book is Corona, Be Not Proud. Dr. Madhavan Pisharodi. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.